damn it! God damn! That's what Jeremy Renner has been saying the past few years. Seeing all of his OG Avenger castmates get films and he got nothing. But finally, Clint Barton as a character is getting sloppy seconds on Disney Plus. A show that deals with family and sins of his past. They also introduced Kate Bishop, right? And although I like the first 2 episodes, they sprinkled some of that Tinkerbell dust on her. There's some goofy shit going on with her within the first 2 episodes. So, let's get into the Hawkeye premiere.
How you foreign niggas stop it? I was born in the tropics. I'm the way peep the mosh pit. And it came with a starship. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm really from the tropics. Fuck is you doing?
What's good, Digital Trap Squad? Y'all know what it is to check it, right? Alright, y'all, look. Hawkeye episode 1 and 2, the premiere popped off. It gave us so many interesting story setups for the rest of the season, right? Obviously, going back to 2012, with the attack on New York will always be an interesting moment in MCU history. It was the first time the Avengers formed. It was the first recorded, documented, public alien invasion. So you have society kind of being shaped and molded from that. Obviously, we see Kate is seeing a lot of this insanity unfold right in front of her face, right? And it kind of brought me back to the Daredevil show on Netflix with Ben Urich, who was writing articles and researching into the attack on New York. Also, I just want to say, rest in peace to Ben Urich.
I'm here to kill you.
Witnesses estimate the man's weight at somewhere between 400 and 500 pounds.
Staying with the early portion of episode 1, we got something from Hawkeye that I want to see more of from other Marvel Disney Plus shows, right? An opening that actually assists the story. We got that with WandaVision, where we saw Wicket and Speed growing up, right? The family dynamic they shared in Westview. Ralph Boner, that shit pissed me the fuck off. Showing up in the Malcolm in the Middle style opening, right? Assisting the story. We got something similar with this, where we see Kate's past. She was heavy into athletics, archery. She was doing fencing, karate. You know, some of that all upper echelon shit. You gotta be born into some wealth. You gotta be born into some cash in order to participate in that growing up. And we definitely see that from her. But despite her being born into wealth, this is a character who worked her way up into actually being a beacon of hope for society in the same sort of way that Tony Stark did, right? Putting the missiles aside, not wanting to participate in warfare anymore, wanting to protect. We see something a little similar with Kate.
The same earth, the same air, the same sky.
One of the most underrated elements of Avengers Endgame is the opening scene with Clint and his family, and how that really got across the gravitas of the snap to people who were non-superhuman, right? And we see that still kind of spill over into Hawkeye, where this episode really talked so much about his family dynamic, how much he loves his kids, how much he loves his wife, communicating to the audience that, hey, look, bruh, Hawkeye is really like the most human Avenger. I do feel bad, though, that my man's had to sit up and watch that awful ass play. That was the only moment where I felt bad for this man. That shit was terrible.
What the hell is that?
I try my best to always remind myself, Marcus, this is the comic book genre. Nothing you see physically is gonna be that realistic, right? Unless you're Hawkeye. If you're Hawkeye and you lose your hearing, it kind of makes sense how you lost your hearing. You've been through the most, so I get it. But when it comes to some of the things that are happening with Kate, oh my God, I need to go grab my Keyblade because there's some Kingdom Hearts type shit going on with her. Some of that Disney magic that we talked about earlier. When she's at the underground auction and she puts the Ronin costume on, she starts beating people up, flipping dudes against the wall, dodging gunfire, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I know she good at archery, I know she good at karate, but this is some other shit. Now, I understand that the members of the Tracksuit Mafia are not the Hand from Daredevil. They are not the 10 Rings organization from Shang-Chi, right? This is not a group of highly skilled fighters, but this is a group of hired hitmen. So why is she whooping their ass so easily? That was completely ridiculous to me. They got treated like Scooby-Doo villains.
Straight up.
And it wasn't until episode 2 where I actually remembered her age because she mentioned it to Clint. She's 22 in this. But if you go back and you watch episode 1, the way the story treats her, they treated her as if like she's 17, 16, 18. They treated her like a teeny bop. When she destroys the clock tower, her mom treats it like, oh, damn kids, I canceled your credit card. What the fuck? She destroyed a piece of public property that could have got hundreds of people hurt. That's a pretty big deal, right? Then later on, when she's into an argument with her mother's boyfriend and damn near tries to kill him on the low, the reception from the boyfriend and the mother was like, oh, teens being teens.
I'm an open book. Right, darling?
Hey! What is wrong with you?
They really spreaded some of that Tinkerbell dust on Kate Bishop. It was completely ridiculous, man. I'm like, hold on, this ain't making no sense. Their relationship is a play in the MCU off of the Tony and Peter relationship, where Tony went and actually, sought out Peter because he saw Spider-Man on the news, where Clint does go out and seek Kate to find out who it is in the Ronin costume, but once he finds her, he wants her to get the fuck out his face so he can go back to his family, right? So there's an interesting dynamic that's going to evolve as the episodes go on to that mentor-student relationship we've seen in the comics. Also, speaking of seeing in the comics, we actually get our first glimpse at Echo. She's being set up as the leader of the Tracksuit Mafia, and her comic book story has been flipped. In the comic book, she thought Daredevil killed her parents, right? So she was out for blood. But here, she believes that Ronin killed her parents. So she's out for blood. It'll be interesting to see how far this goes. It's not going to go far since she has her own Disney Plus series coming out. But also, I'm anticipating Yelena popping up for blood, for death, and seeing what she's going to do once she finds out that Clint didn't actually kill Natasha. Natasha kind of sacrificed herself for the universe, or for the Soul Stone. For a piece of jewelry, for a Soul Stone.
Dang. That's tough.
That'll be cool to see Yelena again, right? And then hopefully, y'all know me to close the video out. I'm an animal person. I love my dogs. They sleeping upstairs right now. I want to see more of Lucky the pizza dog. I love Lucky, bruh. It is so cool to see a dog running around the MCU episode by episode. Hopefully he pulls up and, helps them out a little bit with they Tracksuit Mafia kidnapping. Would that be a little goofy? Yeah, that'd be very goofy. This show's already silly. It's already there. FTB. Fade to black, nigga.
When I pull up, she gon' look though. Look at he mad, ain't look, bro. She bad as hell, but can't cook though. It don't matter, but you still watching me while I did it for the look though. 100 feet worth of drip, don't drown this fly shit, that's the look though. And look though, I'm the wave, you can look though. I'm something different, I don't think you get it, but I still did it for the look though. Look though, yeah, I did it for the look though.